The Kansas City T-Bones proudly present T-Bones Baseball on the Air. Members of the American Association of Independent Professional Baseball Clubs and home of Fun Well Done. The T-Bones Broadcast Network is brought to you by Community America Credit Union, Austin's Trailers and Motorsports, Budweiser, Coca-Cola, Price Chopper, Providence Medical Center, the Kansas Lottery, FlyKCI.com, Roma Bakery, Sheet Metal Local Number 2, and Kissick Construction. Now let's head out to the ballpark for the starting lineups and the first pitch with the voice of the T-Bones, Nathan Moore.
Good evening and welcome back to Community America Ballpark, live in Kansas City, Kansas, when the Kansas City T-Bones look for their first sweep in over a year. Game number 75 here tonight. Kansas City has won back-to-back games against Lincoln, 8-0 last night, 8-7 on Monday night, and looking for that infamous three-game sweep. Hopefully that'll be in store later here tonight. Kansas City coming in at 32-42. Lincoln at 40-34. And you can hear the race cars that were behind home plate in the opening ceremonies as they just started their engines and heading out down the warning track past the left field line. So you'll hear those for just a little bit longer as they will get off of the playing surface so we can get ready to play here tonight. Kansas City starting pitcher Jordan Cooper warming up, 3-3 record, 3.94. Talk more about Cooper in just a second. Here is the lineup he'll be facing here tonight for Lincoln. Leading off is the center fielder Robbie Cousdale. Batting second, the left fielder Brandon Jacobs. Kurt Smith will bat third. He's in right field tonight as Rene Leverett returns at first base in the cleanup spot. Batting fifth is the designated hitter Luis Allen. Nick Ron, the third baseman, or Rao rather, will be batting sixth. Batting seventh is shortstop Daner Moreira. Batting eighth is the catcher Ryan Wiggins, and the second baseman Tyler Earps rounds out the order and will bat ninth. Cousdale, Jacob Smith, Leverett, Allen, Rao, Moreira, Wiggins, Earps for Lincoln here tonight. Now for the Kansas City T-Bones, John Massarelli's lineup looks like this. Leading off in center field is Tyler Massey. Batting second is the third baseman Jimmy Mojica. Brett Wiley will bat third. He's at second base as Jake Blackwood's in the cleanup spot at first base. Batting fifth, the designated hitter is Anthony Gallus. Tyson Gillies will bat sixth. He's in left field as Dalton Weed in right field bats seventh. Batting eighth is the shortstop Vladimir Frias, and Tyler Moore does the catching. He'll bat ninth. The same exact lineup we saw on Monday night is in store here tonight. So Massey, Mojica, Wiley, Blackwood, Gallus, Gillies, Wheat, Frias, Moore for Kansas City. Kansas City T-Bones warming up in the maroon tops, white pants, black numbers and lettering. And Lincoln, the gray road pants with the multicolored blue and red tops for Lincoln. Bobby Brown in his first season managing Lincoln, just hustling off the field on the third base line, talking with the third base umpire, Steve Linton. Home plate umpire tonight, Scott Shores, and Trent Delmont, the crew chief, is umpiring over at first base. Robbie Cousdale back to the top of the order for the second time in this series. Last night batted in more of a RBI spot, but tonight he is right at the top of the order. Last night in the cleanup spot. First pitch, and there for a strike, and the count's 0-1. A very hot day today. The heat index was well over 100 earlier today as the pitch missed outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The heat index in some areas in Kansas City was about 110, one of the hotter days we've seen in over a month. Temperature right now around 94 degrees, and there is not much for breeze. There is a little bit toward left, but not much to really speak about. Here's a foul ball to the right side, and the count's 1-2. So Robbie Cousdale coming into tonight, batting .286, 4 home runs, 23 RBIs. Acquired or signed to a free agent contract a few weeks ago by Lincoln after being released by Kansas City. 1-2 pitch, the fastball stays up, and the count's 2-2. 15th start of the season here tonight for Jordan Cooper. Last time out against Sioux City, he went 6 innings, allowed 4 runs on 11 hits. It was a 5-1 loss to Sioux City. And a good start tonight as he gets an infield pop-up. High into the air, Vladimir Frias will make the catch, and the first out has been recorded. And that'll bring up the left fielder Brandon Jacobs. So a good start for Cooper here tonight. Cooper did face Lincoln earlier this year, back on July 20th. Kansas City took the loss 3-2. He allowed 6 hits and 2 runs in 6 innings, so a very good quality start the last time he faced Lincoln. A Topeka native, drafted back in 2008, as Jacobs takes a good fastball for a strike, 0-1. Back in 2008, Cooper drafted by the Boston Red Sox before declining that contract offer and going to play at Wichita State University. After that, 2 years of playing in Wichita, the next eligible draft time, Cooper was drafted in 2010 by the Cleveland Indians organization. Played 6 years and has a career record of 36 and 41, an ERA of a 4.15. Fastball stays up, and the count's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jacobs batting .278, right-handed hitter with 5 home runs, 21 RBIs. He's in left field again tonight. And the 1-2 pitch is ripped down the left field line, base hit into the corner. This is where he was thrown out last night. He's going to try the arm of Gillies again, and we're going to have a duplicate play of last night. Tyson Gillies again in the first inning. Throws out Brandon Jacobs trying to get a double out of a single. An identical play as we had last night. And Tyson Gillies just displaying that hard arm, good, strong arm in left field. And the second out has been recorded on a 7-4 putout. So 2 up, 2 down. Then I'll bring up the right fielder, Kurt Smith. Eventually, at some point, Brandon Jacobs is going to stop running on Tyson Gillies in left field. Pitch to Smith. Good fastball swung on and missed. And the count's 0-1. Smith batting .339. Good power numbers. 11 home runs. 39 RBIs. Cooper trying to have a quick scoreless first. And here's an infield pop-up. It looks like it's going to float out of play to the right side. No, kind of came back in. And then all of a sudden, Jake Blackwood makes a basket catch to end the innings. So just facing 3 in the first. It looked like it was going to go foul out of play off of the bat, but stayed in. And Blackwood, with the sun in his eyes, makes the catch. And a scoreless top of the first inning. After half an inning, Lincoln 0. Kansas City coming up after the commercial break on the T-Bones Broadcasting Network.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Vandalize.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Bottom of the first inning, no score. Nathan Moore back with you as the T-Bones will come up to the plate for the first time. Another outfield assist in the series already for the Kansas City outfield, and Tyson Gillies in back-to-back games in the first inning on the same hitter, Brandon Jacobs, sending a hard shot single into the left field corner, and Gillies learning to play that left field corner perfectly, and he has wreaked havoc on Brandon Jacobs' batting average line. So see if Kansas City can score first again tonight. They did that the previous 2 nights, and by doing so, they've been able to take a couple of wins away from Lincoln. Lincoln's still in first place in the Central, but they have really struggled here of late, as has Gary. Gary all of a sudden is plummeting in a spiral downhill, but Kansas City still in the midst of the Central Division race. They continue to help themselves out. It's big head-to-head wins against Lincoln that will definitely get them back in there. And this pitch is a little bit low to Massey for a ball. Of course, the other big thing is Lincoln is going to play Sioux City 8 times down the stretch. Now, those 2 teams will be battling each other. Both of those teams are very, very good, and Obviously, you can't win all the time, and that's going to really open the door for Kansas City as Massey pulls this one foul to the right side. 1 ball, 1 strike. So tonight, if Kansas City can finally get that sweep under their belt, start their first 3-game winning streak of the year, that might possibly get them trying to streak into some wins down the stretch, and it could just be enough to possibly get them closer and closer to that central race here in the postseason. 2-1 pitch, ground ball to the shortstop. Moreira has been pretty much perfect there, and he's going to have a good defensive play at the bottom of the first inning to get Tyler Massey out by half a step. So another good defensive play by Moreira, and 1 up, 1 down for Mojica. Jimmy Mojica had one of the biggest, if not the biggest, hit of the game last night. Kansas City was leading 2-0 going into the 6th inning. He had a 2-out, 2-run single. And it was that hit that prompted a 6-run 6th inning for Kansas City. So he had a gigantic hit that really opened the door for Kansas City, as the first pitch to Mojica is a bit low, 1-0. Mojica on the season is batting .327. That's 16 hits and 49 at-bats. Here's a high chopping ground ball to short. It's not the guy you want to hit the ball to, as Moreira is perfect again on the throw. 2 quick ground outs to short, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Brett Wiley. I guess it would be a proper time to inform you that Lincoln is throwing Ryan O'Sullivan. So Sullivan getting the start, 3-3 record, 5.00 ERA. O'Sullivan faced against Kansas City back on July 20th. He is entering his 14th start of the year. Last time pitched against Wichita. Saw Dogs beat Wichita 9-7. O'Sullivan went 4 innings, allowed 6 runs and 11 hits. Overall in his career, 27-30 with a 3.72. So he has had his ups and downs. There's a line drive into the center, but snagged with a shortstop. So Moreira pretty much playing defense by himself, and a very quick 7-pitch perfect inning for O'Sullivan in the first. We head to the second. No score on the T-Bones Broadcasting Network.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Vandalize.
We head to the second inning, no score. Nathan Moore back with you, live at Community America Ballpark, Kansas City, Kansas. A very quick inning in the bottom of the first inning by Ryan O'Sullivan. So Jordan Cooper, who basically just got off the field pitching the top of the first inning, is immediately back out there to pitch the top of the second inning. And he will face the 4, 5, 6 hitters, Leverett, Allen, and Rao. So Rao making his first debut of the series. We will see him third in the order in this inning. And Cooper, who had a very efficient 11-pitch first inning, is back out to work. Rene Leverett did not play last night. It was just his second missed game of the year, and both of those missed games have come against Kansas City. He's had some issues with the knees. He hasn't hit a lot of power this year, and now as I say that, Here it goes. Home run number 7 for Rene Leverett. So there goes the first run of the game, and Lincoln in Game 3 of the series finally strikes before Kansas City does. And Lincoln has their first series lead here tonight as Rene Leverett, who has been hobbled with injuries, has not really been much of a home run threat this season, hits a home run, hit number 2 off of Jordan Cooper, and Lincoln has the lead. So a leadoff home run. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Luis Allen. So Rene Leverett, who did not play last night, immediately sets the tone here in the second. His first at bat out of the cleanup spot, hitting a monster home run to left. And now Cooper missing it a bit inside to Allen, 1-0. So a very hot evening, very, very muggy, not much of a wind. As this ball's hit pretty well, deep center field. Massey was in, now drifts backwards and makes the catch. Pretty smooth move there by Massey. And the first out has been recorded. That'll bring up the third baseman, Nick Rao.
The third baseman, number 38, Nick Rao.
But you, obviously in an element like today, you want to work quick, pitch quick, set yourself some sort of a rhythm, get your tempo up, get off the field as much or as quickly as you can, and then hopefully your offense can give you some time to breathe in the dugout, something that KC did not do in the bottom of the first. Pitch to Rao is a strike. Fastball at 84, and the count is 0-1. Last night, Mike Kickham probably had the best start, in my personal opinion, of the year for Kansas City. He won 8 shutout innings. He threw almost 120 pitches, and had it not been for a couple of taxful innings on him, more than likely he would have had the opportunity to pitch the complete game. 1-1 pitch is a bit low, 2 balls and a strike. But Kickham gave Kansas City a fantastic outing, and then Shuttlesworth pitched a scoreless ninth to end an 8-0 victory for KC. Here's a foul ball to the right side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So we'll see if Kansas City can get that sweep, and boy, it has been forever ago since Kansas City has since recorded a sweep. It hasn't happened all year. It happened at the end of last year, so it's been quite a while. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Good breaking ball and a foul ball to stay alive. Count stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. Couple of fans not paying attention. Luckily, the ball goes about 15 feet to the ladies' left. So Cooper back to work from the windup. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball again, this time in on his hands. It's a high pop-up on the infield. Mojica takes charge, makes the catch, and out number 2. A little bit of confusion there. Tyler Moore originally didn't see it. Of course, a little bit more difficult play on the catcher than for the third baseman, but Mojica was back behind the bag at third. He had to come a good 100 feet to make the catch, and made the catch he did. So now 2 outs after the home run, and that'll bring up Morera. Shortstop Morera batting .275. No home runs, 5 RBIs. First pitch sails high, and it's 1-0. We'll take a look at the American Association standings in the bottom of the inning after this base hit by Morera. So Morera adds hit number 3 for Lincoln, the second hit of this inning. And that'll bring up the catcher, Ryan Wiggins. So a pretty good start for the Lincoln offense, and that's really what they've been struggling on, especially here of late. Kansas City coming into the game batting .255 as a team. Lincoln coming into tonight batting .265 as a team. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. It's a high pop-up on the infield. Now going shallow left center. Frias waving everybody off, but instead Gillies takes charge out of left field, makes the catch in left center, and the inning is over. So Cooper works around that leadoff home run and gets out of the 2-out jam with a runner on base. We're at the bottom of the second. 1-0 Lincoln on the T-Bones Broadcasting Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. Providence Medical Group has offices in Bonner Springs, Basehor, Tonganoxie, Lansing, Leavenworth, and KCK. That's why we're the go-to community hospital in the region. If you're a T-Bones fan, count on the medical team that takes care of your team. The great doctors of Providence Medical Center, just east of the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Heathwood Oil Company was the first independently owned oil company in Kansas City, and they're now one of the oldest continuously family-owned oil companies in the Midwest, featuring Citgo lubricants. With a current bulk storage capacity of over 250,000 gallons, they have the products you need. Let Heathwood and Citgo design a Citgo lubricants program to reduce cost and increase production. Call 913-321-1764 or email sales@heathwoodoil.com. Heathwood and Citgo, your lubrication specialist since 1926.
Bottom of the second inning, 1-0 Lincoln with the lead. Nathan Moore back with you as Blackwood, Gallus, Gillies will come to the plate in the second inning. Let's take a look at the standings coming into tonight. And things getting a little bit tighter throughout the league. In the North Division, St. Paul at 51-23. They have a 6.5 game lead over Winnipeg, despite Winnipeg has now won 10 consecutive games. They're still 6.5 back. In third place, the Red Hawks of Fargo-Moorhead at 36-38. They're 15 games back out of the division lead. And Sioux Falls 25.5 back at 26-49. In the Central Division, Lincoln at 40-34, 2.5 game lead over Sioux City at 38-37. Gary has lost 6 straight. They're 3.5 back at 37-38. And Kansas City in last place in the Central at 32-42, 8 games back. Of course, KC has won 2 in a row, but they had lost 7 of their last 10 games. In the South Division, Wichita at 47-27, 5.5 game lead over Laredo at 42-33. Laredo has won 7 of the last 10, including 3 in a row. Texas at 27-48. They're 20.5 back. They've lost 2 straight. And Joplin at 26-48, the lowest mark in the league, 21 games back in the South. 1-0 pitch to the backstop, 2-0. You know, it wasn't too long ago when the Kansas City Royals, and might be a good talking point when Matt came over later, but the Royals in the early 2000s, they were breaking team records with most losses in a year, over 100 losses in a season. And those days, the dark ages of being, out of the race in May. It was a hard chopping ground ball to short. Morera is going to make yet another play. All 4 outs Kansas City has hit into have all gone to the same man, and he has 4 for 4 fielding. And 1 up, 1 down for Gallus. But it's so difficult when you look at the standings and go, okay, well, we have 25 games left of the year, and we're 25.5 games out of first. Well, you're already mathematically eliminated, and there's still 25 games to go. That is a very, very bad spot to be in. First pitch to Gallus, and once again, all the way to the backstop for a ball. So just a couple of teams in the last couple of years, Sioux Falls and Joplin both, and also Texas really struggling in the last couple of years. This pitch is a foul ball, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Might have caught a piece of the catcher, Ryan Wiggins. But as an athlete, you can just imagine. Now, of course, when you start playing year after year after year, you're obviously trained, and you're not really focused necessarily on the standings until the last couple of weeks when you're in the middle of a postseason race, but it's hard not to be an athlete, I can imagine, and know kind of where you are. And then, of course, when you know you're already eliminated, how much more difficult it would be to play at a high level. And unfortunately, the fans of the Royals were used to that for about 15 years. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and a foul ball straight back, and the count stays 1-2. But the good news is that stay with it, keep building it, keep changing it, keep molding it, and Good things will happen. Of course, the Royals winning the World Series last year and back-to-back appearances the last 2 years. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and a big swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch, and Gallus is down on strikes. That is the first out of the game in which O'Sullivan has not used his shortstop Morera. So 2 up, 2 down in the second. That'll bring up the left fielder Tyson Gillies. So Gillies will bat for the first time. He's already made a difference in the game. He had another outfield assist in the first inning. Back-to-back games in which Brandon Jacobs just wanted to test the arm of the left fielder, and he lost that battle. And Gillies has had a good offensive series. Couple of multi-hit games, including a triple in the series. He's now batting .245. Still kind of a far cry where he would like to be with that batting line. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and a chopper to first. Leverett has it, and another very, very quick inning on the Kansas City offensive side. We head to the third, 1-0 Lincoln on the T-Bones Broadcasting Network.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Nathan Moore back with you, live at Community America Ballpark, Kansas City, Kansas, with the T-Bones trail Lincoln here tonight, 1-0, and that coming off of a Rene Leverett home run, coming in the second to lead off the inning. Jordan Cooper, the starting pitcher tonight for Kansas City, has given up the 1 run on 3 hits. It'll be the 9-1 and 2 batters, Tyler Earps, Robbie Coosdale, Brandon Jacobs, the scheduled 3 hitters here in the third. See if Cooper can have another quick defensive inning, get that offense back up there to see if Kansas City can find any sort of rhythm offensively. Boy, O'Sullivan has just carved up the KC offense so far in 2 innings. A very rough start last time out for O'Sullivan, so Kansas City obviously will hang in there and try to get something to work. Left-handed hitter and Tyler Earps batting .234, no home runs and just 10 RBIs. First pitch right through there for a strike, and the count's 0-1. Next pitch fell straight back. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and the breaking ball misses just a bit outside, and it counts 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cooper allowed a 1-out single in the first, got out of it though as the runner tried to go to second, thrown out at second, then gave him a couple of hits in the second inning. Here's a big swing and a miss on a fastball, and down he goes. So Tyler Earps is the first strikeout victim of the night, and the first out of the third inning for Cooper. That'll turn the lineup card over. Back to the top for Robbie Coosdale, who's 0 for 1. Coosdale popped out to begin the game to the shortstop Frias. A mile into the air, and Frias had to use his glove as a shield to protect him from the sun. Here's the pitch, and Coosdale takes a fastball off the inside corner. Coosdale has really turned it around for Lincoln, batting well over .300 in his time in Lincoln. Overall, batting .285. Once again, he has shown his defensive awareness, and in particular in this ballpark. He made 2 great catches already in the series. 2-0 pitch inside, 3-0. In Monday night's game, he made a catch on the run in dead center field all the way to left center field about 409 feet away and made the catch without diving for it. 3-0 pitch, had the green light, popped it a mile high into the air. Same spot, Frias motioning to catch it, makes the catch, and very quickly, 2 outs in the third. So Kuzdal getting the green light on a 3-0 pitch and popped it up. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Brandon Jacobs. I can pretty much guarantee you, more than likely anyway, that if Jacobs hits a base hit to left, he won't be attempting to go to second unless it is a guaranteed double. Here's the pitch, and just a bit outside. So Jacobs, 1 for 1. Back-to-back games in which he has singled in the first inning. 5 homers, 21 RBIs. This time he won't have to test the arm of the left fielder. He is hit by a pitch. And Jordan Cooper, for the 3rd consecutive inning at least, has allowed a base runner to reach the bases. So it will not be a perfect 3rd inning. He will now have to deal with the more dangerous part of the order. Kurt Smith and then Rene Leverett. If Smith continues the inning, Smith 0 for 1, popped out to first to end the first inning, but he is the most dangerous threat of all for Lincoln and has the most power for sure. A dangerous hitter who's batting right at .340, just a couple of ticks below it. Outfield, a little bit of shift toward right, a lot of room in left center. And a very late delayed strike call by the home plate umpire, Scott Shores, 0-1. The wind over the last 5 to 10 minutes has really picked up. Instead of blowing from right to left, it is gusting now out toward left center field, and it is definitely going to help a hitter. Pickoff attempt over to first, and diving back safely is Jacobs, who was hit by a pitch just a moment ago. The lights are already on here at the ballpark. The sun is still shining, but partly covered by clouds. Still very, very hot, very muggy. The 0-1 pitch bounces in front of the plate. It was about 10 feet shy of crossing the plate, and the count's 1 ball, 1 strike. Kansas City has already announced their starters in the next 4 games against Laredo. Josh Hodges will go tomorrow night against Barrett Lau. On Friday night, it will be Jared Messer against Ryan Beckham. On Saturday, Sean Fernie against Gabe Perez. And then on Sunday, the final game of the homestand, Mike Kickham against Zach Dodson. That's the 4 starters going up the next 4 nights. Barrett Lau and Ryan Beckman. 2 of the sensational starting pitchers for Laredo. Combined record with those 2 at 9-7, but their ERAs, both of them right at 2.5, so they've both been very, very good. We will see them the next 2 nights. The 1-2 pitch. Blasted to deep left center field. No doubt about it. It is the 2nd home run of the game, and Jordan Cooper, who looked so good in the first inning, has allowed back-to-back innings with home runs. It is now 3-0, and just a bad pitch execution. Terrible location. Way ahead of the count, 1-2, and that ball caught nothing but right down the middle. And you just can't make that mistake against a guy like Kurt Smith. Just a bad location, bad spot, and all of a sudden a 1-0 game turns into a 3-0 deficit for Kansas City. The 2 starting pitchers last night and Monday did not allow a single run. Tonight, Jordan Cooper has already allowed 3 runs in 2 2/3. And mind you, Cooper has been one of the more consistent starting pitchers this year for Kansas City. He gets out of it finally with the ground ball off the bat of Leverett, but damage done again. Way to the bottom of the 3rd. 3-0 Lincoln on the Kansas City T-Bones Broadcasting Network.
At Community America, we're redefining It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance. At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
Heathwood Oil Company was the first independently owned oil company in Kansas City, and they're now one of the oldest continuously family-owned oil companies in the Midwest, featuring Citgo lubricants. With a current bulk storage capacity of over 250,000 gallons, they have the products you need. Let Heathwood and Citgo design a Citgo lubricants program to reduce cost and increase production. Call 913-321-1764 or email sales@heathwoodoil.com. Heathwood and Citgo, your lubrication specialist since 1926.
Nothing in run on Dalton Reed as we get in the bottom of the third inning. This pitch missed the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nathan Moore back with you live at Community America Ballpark, Kansas City, Kansas. T-Bones trailing 3-0 as Lincoln has hit 2 home runs already in the game. Offensively, Kansas City does not have a hit, and it is not going to come here. Nice defensive play by Tyler Earp, showing the range at second base, and throws out Dalton Wheat. And 1 up, 1 down. 7 up, 7 down for Ryan O'Sullivan. It has been forever ago since Kansas City picked up a 3-game sweep, and kind of looked like the stars might be aligning for a game tonight. Jordan Cooper has just been so consistent. He has given Kansas City the innings. He's given Kansas City the good stuff, the quality outings. But tonight, Lincoln has got onto him quickly, and we will see how Kansas City's offense responds. So far, the offense has been absolutely silent. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Frias, and he'll take a fastball in the dirt, and it counts 1 ball, 1 strike. 3-0 Lincoln, bottom of the third, final game of the series. Kansas City won 8-7 on Monday, 8-0 last night. Here's a bloop shot, shallow right field, and in comes the right fielder, and Kurt Smith makes a shoestring catch for out number 2, and still the perfect start already for Ryan O'Sullivan continues. 2 up, 2 down for the catcher, Tyler Moore. Tyler Moore was Kansas City starting catcher on Monday night. Steve Swingle was the catcher last night. Kansas City kind of flopping catchers over the last couple of games. Actually, check that. Moore playing last night. 1 for 3. Did have a RBI. Raised his average up to 220. This pitch is a called strike on the inside corner. Tyler Massey will be batting again if Moore can extend the inning. A check swing and just barely missed low. Now they're going to show a very delayed check swing called by Trent Delmont, so 0-2 to count. Looked like Ryan Wiggins, the catcher, never even appealed to first. It was all by the home plate umpire. And the fastball here barely misses low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 3-0, the lead for Lincoln. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball just a bit inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors for Lincoln. Zeros across the scoreboard for Kansas City. Now the 2-2 pitch to the T-Bones catcher is popped foul straight back. Off of one of the suites, back into the front row of the suite. And the count continues to stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A little bit of a shift in the outfield. A ton of room in left center. 2-2 pitch, line drive, base hit into left field. So there goes the no-hitter. It is ended in the 3rd. Tyler Moore has the first hit, the only base runner to reach for Kansas City tonight. It comes with a 2-out variety, and up comes Tyler Massey. So Tyler Moore getting the chance to swing the bat, and comes through with a base hit to left. And this pitch is a little bit low. Way low. It has hit the backstop, and the count is 1-0. So Tyler Moore gives Kansas City their first hit of the night. And then with that wild throw, advances to second base on the wild pitch. So in scoring position for Kansas City. So Tyler Moore with another hit in the series. Now the 1-0 pitch. Massey takes a bit outside, 2-0. So it's the first time tonight where O'Sullivan has had a pitch from the stretch. We'll see if that might help Kansas City's offensive woes here tonight. Base hit possibly could drive in a run. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Ground ball heading up the middle. Tyler Earps with a nice defensive play at second and throws out Tyler Massey to end the inning. So Kansas City gets a 2-out single in the 3rd, but nothing further. We head to the 4th, 3-0 Lincoln on the T-Bones Broadcasting Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place? How about Frosty Treats Ice Cream Truck at your next corporate or private party? FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place? How about Frosty Treats Ice Cream Truck at your next corporate or private party? FrostyTreats.com.
Charlie says it's time to start the 4th, so that's where we'll go. 3-0 lead for Lincoln. Nathan Moore back with you. Game 3 of the series, game 3 of 7. In fact, for this homestand for Kansas City. Cooper with the breaking ball that missed a bit inside apparently, and the count's 1-0. Luis Allen batting in the 5 spot tonight, back up for a second opportunity at the plate. He is 0 for 1, and a line drive foul out of the play to the left side. And the count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Luis Allen has turned pretty much predominantly into a third baseman, but not the range that Lincoln likes over there at third, and so he is pretty much has become more of a predominant designated hitter. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And a fly ball left field. Gillies was deep, took kind of a bad route to begin with, and is going to fall in front of him for a hit. I don't think even if he took the greatest route immediately that he was going to get there. It's kind of a bloop shot in front of him. And it's a leadoff single for Luis Allen. So hit number 5 for Lincoln. And the leadoff base runner for Nick Rao. Nick Rao is 0 for 1. He's still hitless on the season. See if Kansas City can turn one of those double plays. They turned quite a few of those. They turned 3 in the first 4 innings on the Monday game. See if Kansas City saved any of those for tonight. Nick Rao, right-handed hitter against the right-handed starter. The 1-0 pitch, chopper to third, might be a chance. Mojica out at second, back to first, not really even that close. Nick Rao almost comes crashing to the grass in right field, but he will reach on a 5-4, fielder's choice. So Rao at first. Luis Allen was out by about 20 feet. And that'll bring up the shortstop Morera, who's 1 for 1. Morera off to a good start tonight. Runner not going, and the first pitch is a little bit low. Morera batting .279, no home runs, 5 driven in. This pitch, fastball just a bit outside, barely missed, 2-0. Double play depth up the middle, and there's a pickoff attempt over to first, and very easily back is Nick Rao. Pitch. Breaking ball stays high, so all of a sudden, Cooper's control starting to evade him here in the 4th inning. 3-0 on Danner Morera. Runner goes, 3-0 pitch, there's a strike, throw to second is pretty close, but not in time. It's a stolen base, kind of an interesting stolen base count, 3-0, rarely do you see that. But a stolen base nonetheless. Now Morera will be able to hit, there's no double play opportunity, and still a very good hitter's count, 3 balls and a strike. Next pitch, high chopping grounder to third, fielded by the third baseman Mojica. Over to first in time for the out, staying at second base is Rao, and now 2 outs into the 4th, and that'll bring up the catcher Ryan Wiggins, who is 0 for 1.
The catcher, number 20, Ryan Wiggins.
So looking for that final out of the 4th inning, see if the offense can find any life if we get to the bottom half of the inning. Wiggins on the year batting just .172. This pitch is outside, breaking ball missed. Wiggins with 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. Wind continues to circulate from home out toward left. And right now, not blowing nearly as hard as it was about 15 minutes ago. Good breaking ball for a strike. And the count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike. So Kansas City looking for their 33rd win. trying to prevent Lincoln from winning their 41st of the year. Not only that, if Kansas City can win, they could really make things somewhat interesting in the Central. They would pull within 7 games of the first place tie, or the first place lead. 1-1 pitch inside. The count is 2 balls and a strike, and a lot of disgruntled fans on that call. A lot of disgruntled coaches on the first base dugout. And the count 2-1. 51 pitches now for Cooper. 2-1 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? No, according to Trent Belmont. And now Bill Sobey shows some frustration, as does Steve Swingle. Steve Swingle showing a lot of frustration in the dugout, as was Mike Kickham. So a lot of frustration in the dugout of Kansas City. That's back-to-back calls now. The 3-1 pitch. Grounder to foul past third. Full count 3-2. So instead of a full count or a 2-2 count last opportunity, it's now a full count 3-2. The runner will not be going, as there's an empty base at first, but Rao is still at second base. 2 outs, top of the 4th. Cooper's 3-2 pitch. Got him swinging on a beautiful curveball. And the inning is over. Strikeout number 2 for Cooper. And he holds Lincoln scoreless in the 4th. We head to the bottom of the 4th. 3-0 Lincoln on the T-Bones Broadcasting Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy. No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Vandalize.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Jimmy Mojica, Brett Wiley, Jake Blackwood, the 3 scheduled hitters in the bottom of the 4th inning. 3-0 lead for Lincoln. Kansas City's offense has been stagnant tonight. Only 1 hit in the game. That came from the catcher Tyler Moore at a 2-out single in the 3rd. Outside of that, Ryan O'Sullivan has been perfect. No walks, just 1 strikeout tonight. The T-Bones been putting the ball in play, but unfortunately, the defense for Lincoln has been superb. There's a good breaking ball for a strike, and Mojica is down in the count of 1-2. Mojica grounded out to the shortstop in the 1st inning. Morera at short has been incredibly busy. In fact, the first 4 outs of the game all went to him. The 0-2 pitch bounces in front of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dave Schaub coaching at third base tonight. He's been pretty lonely over at third. Would like to see some of his players come to his direction this inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and the fastball just barely missed inside, 2-2. First base coach, Frank White. He's been pretty lonesome there as well. Just one total base runner in 3 innings for Kansas City. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Jimmy Mojica. Trying to give Kansas City a good jump start here in the 4th inning. Trying to get something going. This is the part of the order that Kansas City wants to take advantage of. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball just inside, and the count is full 3-2. A very good pitch there by O'Sullivan. Didn't get the call, and Mojica might have sold it a little bit by jumping back at the plate. Now the 3-2 pitch. Not going to sell this one. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Strikeout number 2 for O'Sullivan in the first out of the 4th inning. Fans, don't forget tomorrow night. Tickets are still available at tbonesbaseball.com, but tomorrow is post-game midget wrestling championship. Also a throwdown Thursday, $1.25. Beers all night long tomorrow night, courtesy of Community America Credit Union. There's only one Thirsty Thursday or Throwdown Thursday left this year after tomorrow night, so take advantage of that. Tickets are still available at tbonesbaseball.com, where you can beat the hassle, beat the lines, and just get your tickets online right off the website. You can purchase them and print them without having to go to the gate. Pretty easy, pretty convenient to get your tickets online at tbonesbaseball.com. The 1-0 pitch, and Wiley hits it a mile into the air, and I mean a mile into the air. Second baseman Earps going back, falling to the ground, but holds on to the baseball for the second out of the 4th inning. So Tyler Earps kind of battling there a little bit with Rene Leverett, but instead makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down here in the 4th inning, and that will bring up Jake Blackwood. Blackwood 0 for 1. He has grounded out to short. Here's the pitch, called a strike. Blackwood down in the count 0-1. Blackwood trying to get his first hit of the night, of course. 12 home runs, 58 RBIs, batting .265. And every year we get to this point of the season, and you kind of wonder how much is left in the tank for Jake Blackwood. He's playing like he still has a lot left in the tank. Obviously, he is an extreme competitor. He's from this area, grew up in Platte County, and we will see if Blackwood will continue to play baseball beyond this year. And he has the desire to be a coach at one point when his playing days are done. Here's a ground ball to guess who? Moreira at short, and another 1-2-3 inning in the night for Ryan O'Sullivan. To the 5th we go. 3-0 Lincoln on the T-Bones Broadcasting Network.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Vandal Lines.
We head to the 5th inning, 3-0 lead for Kansas City's rival tonight, Lincoln. I almost just completely lost my thought. Matt comes in. I'm just going to blame Matt.
make you lose your thoughts, that's what you're saying?
That's exactly my thought. Lincoln leads 3-0. Tyler Earps, Robbie Coosdale, Brendan Jacobs, the scheduled hitters here in the 5th inning against Kansas City starter Jordan Cooper. 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 2nd for Lincoln here tonight. Their first lead of the series came in the 2nd inning. Rene Leverett has homered. Kurt Smith has homered. Matt, earlier today, and I never saw Cecil Fielder play. His era was coming to a conclusion, but did get to see Prince Fielder play the bulk of his career. He was one of my favorite players growing up. Still one of my favorite players. Unfortunately, I say still. That's not going to be anything further. Prince Fielder announcing his retirement earlier today from Major League Baseball, and I don't know if you saw it, but it was pretty heartbreaking. He had a neck brace on, 2 neck surgeries, and he is walking away from baseball, not because he wants to. He still wanted to play. He was signed for 3 more years, but the doctors say no more baseball, and he retired today, so it's kind of a sad news in baseball.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but anytime you're forced to walk away that way, and we can even look at guys we've seen in recent years.
Ground ball to second. Wiley handles it easily, and the throw over to first is in time, so Tyler Earps is 0 for 2.
But when you still have a few years left in your contract, and probably more years beyond that, theoretically, when you're forced to walk away because of an injury and you're just not ready to go, it's tough to give it up.
Yeah,
it was, and I am old enough that I did see both fielders play, much like I saw both Griffey's play, much like I saw a few Boones play, but that's a whole other issue.
Fielder had 4 years left on that contract, and
yeah, I mean, he wasn't, it's not like an A-Rod situation.
Yeah.
Fielder was a fun player to watch, and one of the good guys in this game. But yeah, it is a sad day for the game that he's having to walk away.
Not only that, it also takes away a little bit of how successful the Rangers have been this year. Here's a high pop-up on the infield. Vladimir Frias will make a 2-hand catch, and that is the 3rd time tonight that Robbie Coosdale has popped out to the shortstop. So kind of comes at a kind of a rough time. It's kind of a weird year when you talk about Major League Baseball. This is the 3rd player announcing retirement mid-season or in the season, and that's very rare do you see it unless you're a superstar that is trying to take the distractions away before the year-in, year-out talk, but so it's kind of been a weird year. Here's a big curveball to Jacobs that missed a bit low apparently, and the count's 1-0. And then you got the other side of the spectrum where Tim Tebow is going to make a comeback and try to make it into Major League Baseball. There's a line drive into center field for a hit, so Jacobs has been on base all 3 times tonight. He's 2 for 2, and that'll bring up Kurt Smith.
Now, do you call it a comeback when you haven't been playing for several years? And did you call it a comeback when you were old enough to probably be speaking again to call it a comeback when Michael Jordan tried to play baseball? But do you call it a comeback when you played a little bit in college, but you haven't played that long?
I mean, he was an all-state player in high school.
Well, you were too, so what's the
But just to say, I guess, I don't know. I mean, obviously he's got the athleticism where you think it's going to be an easier transition for him than just somebody necessarily off the street. He still conditions. He's still a very, very good athlete, but baseball is not really a game where you can just move up the ranks in a couple of months. I mean, some guys, top prospects even, take years in the minor league level, and you're talking about a guy who isn't really that young anymore. He's in his upper 20s, and if he takes that normal route, I mean, he'll be 30 before he even probably makes AA, even if he gets to that level. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's a great athlete, but when you see guys at the major league level, I mean, those are the best of the best.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking, and my math isn't real great. I'm glad we've got your executive producer engineer who's...
Is he a math whiz?
He's kind of a math whiz. But if you have 25 guys on a roster...
Yep.
How many teams? You've got 30 teams?
30 major league teams, yeah.
30 times 25. 750. So the best of the best, as this ball's down in the dirt to Kurt Smith. And the count goes to 2-2 with 2 outs and 3-0 Salt Dog lead. But you're talking about 750 players, the best of the best.
In the world, right?
In the world. And when you talk about the world, I mean, let's look at just the American Association. You have, what's 22 times 12? 260-ish. Okay, so just in this league alone, you have 260 players. That's just one league. So you're talking thousands of players around the world, thousands and thousands of players who are at, let's just say, at the professional level.
Right.
And that includes Mexico, that includes Australia, and leagues all over the world.
2-2 pitch, a high pop-up, foul territory. This will be a tough play for Blackwood, but he will take control of it and make the catch for the final out here in the 5th inning.
And you have, in Michael Jordan, arguably one of the best athletes we've seen. And he wasn't able to make that transition. I've watched some video of Tim Tebow swinging a bat.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, I've seen it. Go Google it.
I mean, recently have you seen it, or were you seeing it back when he was in high school? Like here recently?
Oh, yes, I saw it this morning.
But was the footage recent? You know what I'm trying to ask here, Matt? Was it high school film, or was it film that we were swinging about yesterday? Okay.
Ish.
Because supposedly his swing's good. I mean, I've read some articles where some former major leaguers are saying that his swing and his hand-eye coordination is great.
He has a quick bat. He is strong. But that said, and he may prove me wrong, but hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in all sports.
I agree.
I have dabbled in some other sports. But hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in all sports. And we're going back to 750 people are the best of the best in this game.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, I do not think Tim Tebow is among the 750 best baseball players in the world. That said, if you're a team that wants to put seats in the seats,
yes,
you will sign him.
Absolutely you will.
And you'll probably start him around AA and just see what happens.
And even if he fails, you're going to get an attraction.
I mean, let's think about it. Let's look at, again, let's put this in our perspective. If Tim Tebow is coming up right now to bat, do we have a few thousand people or do we have a lot of thousand people?
There's a lot of thousand people.
Yep.
Bottom of the 5th, 3-0, Lincoln with the lead. And the first pitch swinging, Gallus pulls it foul past third, and the count's 0-1.
So I would be curious to see where he ends up. I know there are teams at this level that have contacted his agent. Mm-hmm. But
obviously,
it's interesting to see what transpires there.
One strike on Gallus, who's 0 for 1. Struck out of the second. O'Sullivan has allowed just one hit through 4 innings, and there's a high pop-up on the left side of the infield. Rao in foul territory makes the catch. And the first out in the bottom of the 5th inning is underway, and that'll bring up Tyson Gillies, who's 0 for 1. Yes, it'll be interesting. Tim Tebow gets a bad rap, and I understand. A lot of it comes for whatever. There's a couple of different reasons, but he gets a bad rap in sports, and a lot of it people put on him that he pretty much puts it on himself. With that being said, I think a lot of speculation, or people are speculating this is all about a marketing ploy. I really don't think, for him personally, this is not a marketing ploy. He really wants to try it. And I'm kind of with you. I don't think it's going to be highly successful where he will make Major League Baseball. However, he could be able to play at a minor league system, and he might be good, but I agree. I don't think he's in the top echelon. I mean, I don't know what position he plays, but I mean, do you want Manny Machado playing third, or do you want Tim Tebow playing third? I mean, there's some superstars, and he is a long way away from that.
Well, I think, though, let's look at, again, let's put this in our perspective. If Tim Tebow is coming up right now to bat, do we have a few thousand people or do we have a lot of thousand people?
There's some superstars, and he is a long way away from that. Big swing and a miss, and the count's 0-2 on Tyson Gillies. But good conversation piece nonetheless.
He is good, and I'm with you. I don't think it's a marketing ploy on his part. Now, for a team that goes after him, it could be a marketing ploy on their part.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
But from his angle, he's not playing football anymore, so baseball is my second love. Maybe it's his first love. Who knows? Let's just give it a try.
We are in the bottom of the fifth. Last night, Kansas City had a huge sixth inning. On Monday night, it was a big fifth inning, so we'll see if Kansas City can find it again midway into the game. 0-2 pitch, bounces in front of the plate, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You know, the thing that we've seen thus far tonight from Kansas City, I mean, take nothing away from Ryan O'Sullivan. He's a good pitcher in this league, but they're making him look like a Cy Young winner.
Yeah,
I mean, he has just thrown his 51st pitch of the game, and we are 1 out into the 5th inning.
Yes.
He is not having to work very hard tonight. Our guys, we're seeing guys go after early counts, trying to jump on him quickly, and his stuff is good enough tonight that he's getting a lot of pop-outs, he's getting a lot of ground-outs to Moriera, and he's getting a lot of swings and misses.
Yeah, there's strikeout number 3. Gillies strikes out for the first time, and 2 up, 2 down for Dalton Wheaties over 1. He grounded out to the second baseman in the third. So Laredo coming into town tomorrow night. 4 games. They're playing very good baseball right now. They are in the midst of a wild card race. They are right behind Winnipeg, who has now won 10 consecutive games. Matt, I brought that up earlier. Winnipeg has won 10 games. However, they're still 6 games back out of first in the North. It's insane.
Ball has just been on fire as well, but yeah, Winnipeg's streak started right before Kansas City went up to Winnipeg, and they've been pretty good since the All-Star break as well. So
1-0 pitch, slap foul, makes the count even. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You were talking earlier about Joplin and when mathematically being eliminated, and you reach a certain point this time of the year where you start to see that out of more and more teams.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City is not mathematically eliminated, but when you have a team that is playing in the North, you have 2 teams playing as well as they are in the North. St. Paul's going to win the North.
Yep.
And then you have a team in Winnipeg that is playing as well as it is, and then suddenly Sioux City's coming into this thing.
Yep.
Making a quick charge. So, really from Kansas City's standpoint, you need to start getting a lot of wins strung together here.
Well, I think this is a huge game. I mean, obviously it's the head-to-head. Lincoln leads the division. If you can find a way to come back into this game, a lot of baseball left, you pull a whole game back into the race, and I made that comment where Lincoln still has 8 more games with Sioux City. Neither one of those teams are going to sweep them. I mean, those 2 teams are going to battle it out. They're going to open the door. And I think if Kansas City, like Winnipeg, 10 games was very difficult to win against anybody, any league, but if Kansas City could rattle off 8 to 9 games in a row, more than likely the way this division has gone, as Dalton Wheat draws a 2-out walk, the way this division has gone, if you win 7-8 consecutive games, Kansas City might be only 1 or 2 games out. I mean, this division's so up and down. You take away that 7-game losing streak and you make it a 4-game instead of a 7-game, add 3 wins, and you're right in the middle of it.
Well, the interesting thing, and this can go both ways, but after tonight, Kansas City has just 1 series, if I remember correctly, 1 series against a division opponent.
Yep.
And that's 3 games at Gary coming up here in a couple weeks. Besides those 3 games, out of your remaining 24 games, I guess, after tonight, you're looking at all teams a few teams that are fighting for a wild card spot. You've got Laredo, as you mentioned. But you have other teams that you should beat.
Oh, the last 11 games are very winnable games. You've got at Gary. Fargo's not playing very well right now. Sioux Falls hasn't played very well for a while. Here's a ground ball to first. Leverett, pretty good range, gets over to it, tosses it to the pitcher covering, and once again, O'Sullivan has a scoreless inning. So we'll head to the 6th inning. Kansas City through 5 has been shut out. We'll see if Jordan Cooper can keep it where it is when we come back on the other side of the break. You're listening to the Kansas City T-Bones on the T-Bones Broadcasting Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. Providence Medical Group has offices in Bonner Springs, Basehor, Tonganoxie, Lansing, Leavenworth, and KCK. That's why we're the go-to community hospital in the region. If you're a T-Bones fan, count on the medical team that takes care of your team. The great doctors of Providence Medical Center, just east of the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Heathwood Oil Company was the first independently owned oil company in Kansas City, and they're now one of the oldest continuously family-owned oil companies in the Midwest, featuring Citgo lubricants. With a current bulk storage capacity of over 250,000 gallons, they have the products you need. Let Heathwood and Citgo design a Citgo lubricants program to reduce cost and increase production. Call 913-321-1764 or email sales@heathwoodoil.com. Heathwood and Citgo, your lubrication specialist since 1926.
We head to the 6th inning alongside Matt Folks. Nathan Moore back with you. Kansas City looking for some offense. They trail 3-0. Jordan Cooper has been good. A couple of home runs he's given up. A solo home run in the second, 2-run homer in the third. So it's been a while since Matt and I have really worked together in regards where I can say I'm handing him over a score. Typically, I feel like the last time I've done it was either a tie or a lead. Tonight, he's going to have to be the anchor, which Michael Phelps was a great anchor last night.
He did all right.
2 more gold medals. He's kind of good, but
He's not bad at that swimming thing.
so
I don't think he could be one of the best 750 baseball players, though.
I don't think he needs to change his profession. I think he needs to think in 4 more years he's swimming again. But anyway, to take you through the 6th, maybe the 7th, here's Matt Folks.
Thank you, Nate. As Renee Leverett will lead things off here in the 6th. Leverett got Lincoln on the board as the first pitch misses somewhere from Jordan Cooper when Leverett led off the 2nd inning with a solo home run. Leverett is an interesting story as he digs back in on the right side of the plate. He's from St. Martin, which is partially owned by the French. His brother, who is younger, his brother's 18 as this pitch is in there for a strike. His brother is a rugby player on the French junior national team. Yesterday afternoon before the game, we had Josh Tolles, who's from Australia. The count's now 1-1 to Leverett. The next pitch misses somewhere. Cooper is not getting the calls from home plate umpire Scott Shores. But Jared Messer and Josh Tolles were messing around with an official Australian Football League football. And Lincoln had finished up batting practice and Leverett was walking by and started talking to them about that. He said his brother, who's 18, is a little bit shorter, and he said a lot heavier than I am. And I said, heavy? And he said, no, not heavy. He said, just thick, muscular. So I asked him, I said, is this one's fouled on the first base side? It's counts full now to Leverett. I said, well, did you play rugby at all growing up? And he started laughing. He said, no, I don't like physical sports. And he said, my brother played baseball for a year and couldn't stand it because it wasn't physical. So it was interesting stories. The 3-2 pitch, oh boy, paints the blackish on the inside corner. You could almost say it painted the inside chalk line. And Leverett's going to go down on strikes. But I asked him because we just happened to be watching rugby in the Olympics yesterday in the clubhouse a little bit. And so I asked him, I said, well, is your brother an Olympic hopeful? And in all seriousness, he said, well, I think he could be here in 4 years. So that'll be, watch for a guy with the last name of Leverett on the French rugby team coming up in 2020.
That's pretty cool.
That is the third strikeout of the night for Cooper. Brings up Luis Allen now, who's 1 for 2. 3-0 in favor of Lincoln here in the top of the 6th. Cooper wheels and deals the 1-ball pitch. It's high and inside.
Both managers are getting to the point where they're a little bit unhappy with the strike zone tonight. More so not necessarily Maz. It's more so Dave Schaub and Bill Sobey over there for Kansas City. But Bobby Brown, after the strikeout to Leverett, he was barking out from the left side.
As Allen lifts this one into left, there's Gillies to make the play for out number 2.
So it looks like the pitchers are getting more on the inside, favorably more on the inside of the right-handed hitter, but not getting anything on the outside part of the plate.
No, there were 2 pitches to Leverett that nobody would argue if they were called strikes. In fact, you would have heard less from Bobby Brown if those had been called strikes than the one that was final third strike on Leverett.
And for a manager's point of view, I think that's probably what Bobby was probably more upset about, was he felt like maybe the zone extended on the inside because the Kansas City coaching staff was kind of wearing him out of the 2 prior pitches and that weren't called strikes. So that one, more than likely, Bobby probably thinking that Scott kind of opened up the zone a little bit.
1-ball pitch to Nick Rao is upstairs. Rao signing earlier today by Lincoln. Talking with their broadcaster before the game, saying, we need help at third base, especially with the way Gary and Sioux City are playing right now. They're coming up on our heels. Mm-hmm. The lead is down to 2.5 games for Lincoln in the division, and he said, we have had third base issues all season, and so we'll see if Nick Rao can come in, and Rao has been in this league. Made a couple nice plays here tonight as this pitch is upstairs, and it's now 3-1 to Rao, who's 0 for 2 tonight.
Well, Luis Allen has played there, but he doesn't have the range, the mobility as you typically like to see from a third baseman, so they've kind of kept him more so at DH.
3-1 pitch is fouled in the seats on the right field side.
But Lincoln's going through that kind of scary mold right now where they've had a couple of injuries and their offense has kind of gone cold. Their pitching has gone south. Their bullpen hasn't been very trustworthy. And all of a sudden, those are all starting to catch up at a very, very bad time. Kind of like Gary. They were incredibly hot. Now they're just ice cold.
Here's the payoff pitch on the ground toward Wiley at second. He'll scoop it up, throw to first in time. And Cooper will get his second 1-2-3 inning here tonight. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's Lincoln 3, Kansas City nothing. Back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
We go to the bottom of the 6th. It'll be 9-1-2 for Kansas City. Tyler Moore, and then back to the top with Tyler Massey and Jimmy Mojica. Ryan O'Sullivan still on the hill. O'Sullivan has really cruised through tonight. He's given up just one hit. That was a base hit to Tyler Moore back in the 3rd inning. In fact, O'Sullivan has allowed only 2 base runners, Moore and Dalton Wheat, whom he walked last inning. So we'll see if Kansas City can get something going against O'Sullivan. He is sitting at 60 pitches through 5 innings. There aren't many pitchers who would not take that. In other words, most pitchers would take that. That's probably an easier way of saying that. Is the first pitch. Misses to Moore. Again, Moore with a base hit in the 3rd inning. He was stranded there. O'Sullivan, the right-hander, wheels and deals, and the next pitch is going away. Last game of this 3-game series, and it was nice to see Lincoln here this late in the year. The last couple of years, we've seen them early, as this one's in there for a strike. It's now 2-1 to Tyler Moore. But we have seen them in the first or second series of the season the last couple of years, and not again at Community America Ballpark. And there are some Lincoln fans here, so it's nice to see this series here this late in the season as this one's down the dirt.
So here's a good question for you. Are you going to be emceeing
Have they not told you you're doing that tomorrow?
the Midget Wrestling Championships tomorrow night? You're not emceeing that?
Somebody told me today that they asked if they're fake.
No.
And I said, is wrestling fake? Come on. You mean John Cena can't really...
Hey, I've seen Hulk Hogan pick up Andre the Giant now.
That can't be fake.
No, it's not fake.
Here's the payoff pitch. It's going away. So Tyler Moore will be on base for a second time tonight. That'll be the second walk given up by O'Sullivan.
The better way is it's scripted. Well, could be scripted.
No, I will not be... Nate, we do so much after the game, and I have 2 wonderful interns in Courtney and Shannon, and they just do a remarkable job. But, after a game, we're kind of busy. You're out of here within 10 minutes of the end of the game, unless we do a on-field interview and you have to stick around for a couple more minutes. But otherwise, you're out of here with only seconds of the final out.
Only because I don't live in the great big city.
You've got to go out to your palatial estate up north. But that said,
yes,
we work really hard after a game. I don't, they do, and then I
you take the credit
in at the end. But
you take the credit at the end.
I do. But that said, we still have post-game stuff we have to do.
That's true. However, I guarantee you'll have to watch it tomorrow.
As this one's up the middle, the shortstop Moreira with a 6-3 double play as the ball was up the middle, and Moreira just picked it up, stepped on second, and threw the first for the out. So just like that, Kansas City with nobody on and 2 outs, trailing 3-0 here in the 6th inning. Tyler Massey is hitless here tonight.
Is it going to surprise you if I say that I plan on staying tomorrow night for the...
No, it would not surprise me at all.
I plan on staying and watching it.
Jimmy Mojica, the batter now, as the first pitch misses to Mojica, who's 0 for 2.
I think because of the wrestling that's taking place after the game, plus on a Throwdown Thursday, I think it's going to be very fun. I think it's going to be very fun.
Worthwhile staying.
Yeah, I do, and I saw how effective it went in Gary. I was on a road trip last year when Gary did it, and I think, like I asked Morgan, I believe it's the same company, so it went over very well there. The fans got really into it, and I think big night after the game, I think it'll be really fun.
Mojica with a broken bat dribbler back to the pitcher O'Sullivan, who will throw to Leverett over first. And just like that, it's a quick 1-2-3 inning for O'Sullivan as he faces the minimum here in the 6th, thanks to the double play grounded into by Tyler Massey. We head to the 7th, Kansas City trailing at 3-0. We're back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
How about Frosty Treats Ice Cream Truck at your next corporate or private party? FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Moreira leads things off as we go to the top of the seventh inning, 3-0 in favor of Lincoln. Jordan Cooper gets a swing and a miss. Dainer Moreira. And on the right side of the plate, reaches out and fouls this one over the netting behind the Kansas City dugout. Moreira, Wiggins, and Earps, the 7-8-9 hitters, here to face Jordan Cooper, who has scattered 6 hits tonight, and really the only trouble innings back in the second and third when he gave up a solo home run to Leverett. As this one's on the ground toward third, backhanded by Mojica, strong throw in time for the first out of the inning. An outstanding play by both corner infielders for Kansas City. A great backhand by Jimmy Mojica, and then a long stretch by the first baseman Jake Blackwood. And Moreira will be out on the 5-3 putout for out number 1. Well, Everett led off the second inning with a solo home run, and then the very next inning, Kurt Smith had a 2-run homer that brought in Brandon Jacobs, who was hit by a pitch. So Ryan Wiggins, the catcher, will be the batter now. Wiggins 0 for 2. First pitch misses upstairs to Wiggins, who's a 171 hitter with 3 home runs and 12 RBIs. Here's the windup and the next pitch, and it misses somewhere. Cooper wheels and deals a 2-ball pitch, and it's low and away. And now the Kansas City dugout, namely Bill Sobey and John Mazzarelli, really letting Scott Shores have it. He yells over that the pitch was low and outside. And this one misses somewhere, and Jordan Cooper is not happy. He walks in, and he's going to have some words for Scott Shores. And now Bill Sobey's going to come out, and I have a feeling this is twofold right here for Bill Sobey, the pitching coach for Kansas City. He's going to try to get Jordan Cooper calmed down a little bit as Tyler Ybarra warms up for Kansas City, but Sobey's going to get Cooper calmed down. That's the first purpose of this meeting. The second one, I'd be willing to bet donuts to dollars he's going to wait on Scott Shores to come out so he can then have some words for Shores. And sure enough, here goes Scott Shores to break up the meeting. And we'll see if Bill Sobey, yep, he has a few words for Scott Shores about the strike zone. And now Sobey, even as he heads toward the dugout, still barking at Shores. We can hear him easily up here. So Ryan Wiggins at first base with a walk. Here on the night, that is just the first walk given up by Jordan Cooper. And it brings up the number 9 hitter, Tyler Earps. And again, with the exception of the 2 home runs, Cooper has been very good tonight. Big swing by Earps. He tips it. But we've really seen home plate umpire Scott Shores struggling to find a consistent strike zone. Now, these pitches by Cooper were the same ones to Leverett that were not called. And again, for a left-handed hitter, it would be the inside part of the plate. One strike the count to Earps, who's 0 for 2 tonight. Next pitch is fouled back to the screen. Earps struck out in the 3rd inning and then grounded out to a Wiley leading off the 5th. So a runner on, middle infield, a double play depth. Mojica way off the line at 3rd. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and Earps fouls it weakly back to the screen. Earps on these swings against Cooper has really been off balance. Blackwood holding Wiggins on at first base. Mojica almost playing close enough to be a shortstop. Here's the 2-strike pitch, and it misses outside. A close pitch, close enough that Cooper steps off the rubber for a minute and kind of looks up in the air, and now gets back up. Right-hander against left-hander. Here's the 1-2. On the ground to Blackwood, and it goes under his glove into right field. Wiggins, thinking that Blackwood was going to have it, slid into second base. He likely would not have tested the arm of Dalton Wheat had he stayed on his feet, but really no chance to advance past second base. So runners at first and second now. And we go back to the top with Robbie Coosdale. His first pitch. Same spot that we've been seeing Scott Shores not call, which is that now to the right-handed hitting Coosdale, the outside part of the plate. And that really limits a pitcher when they take that, taking away that corner. One away, 3-0 in favor of Lincoln. Cooper comes set. The kick and the 2-ball pitch is high and away. So in all likelihood, Cooper facing his last batters. He sits at 98 pitches. And really not getting any favors from home plate umpire Scott Shores. I'm going to guess that when the Coopers make their baby announcement here in a few weeks, Scott Shores will not be receiving one, as this one's in there for a called strike. So it's 3-1 now to Coosdale, who's popped out to Frias 3 times tonight. Here, as Cooper spins towards second, does not make a throw. Next pitch is lifted into right field. Dalton Wheat will track it down and makes a very strong throw, holding Wiggins at second base. So Coosdale will fly out to the right fielder Wheat. And with 2 outs, it brings up Brandon Jacobs. And that's going to do it for Jordan Cooper. As John Mazzarelli makes the walk to the mound, we'll take a 2-minute timeout with this call of the bullpen. As Jordan Cooper will get a nice hand as he exits trailing 3-0 here in the 7th inning. We're back in 2 minutes on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Live today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place? How about Frosty Treats Ice Cream Truck at your next corporate or private party? FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place? How about Frosty Treats Ice Cream Truck at your next corporate or private party? FrostyTreats.com.
So Tyler Ybarra will be the new pitcher for Kansas City. Ybarra, 6'2", 210-pound left-hander out of Wellington, Kansas. Making his 5th appearance for Kansas City. He's appeared in 5 1/3 innings, given up 4 hits, 3 runs, all 3 have been earned. He's walked 5, struck out 9. Opponents are hitting .182 against Ybarra, who has a 5.06 ERA. First and second for Lincoln with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Salt Dogs leading Kansas City 3-0. Ybarra facing Brandon Jacobs, a right-handed hitter for Lincoln. As the first pitch fastball at 92 is in there for a called strike. Jacobs with a couple singles tonight. And he was hit by a pitch. That first single, though, was somewhat misleading as he did last night, as this pitch is low and outside. As he did last night in the first inning, he lined one into the left field corner and decided to test the arm of Tyson Gillies. And for the second consecutive night, he was thrown out at second base. Here's the 1-1. It's outside. My first newspaper job as a sports writer, I was a young punk covering a high school football game. It was against rivals in the same county. As this 2-1 pitch, wow, missed somewhere. After writing my first game story against these rivals, the next morning my editor said, I have good news and I have bad news. I said, what's the good news, what's bad news? He said, well, the bad news is I've gotten a couple complaints about the way you wrote the story from these fans. And it's one of the schools. It's okay, I'm fine with that. Especially if that's the bad news. What's the good news? He said, well, you're also getting calls of complaints from fans of the other team. I said, well, how's that good news? He said, as long as if you're making both of them mad, then we're fine. Scott Shores is making both managers mad, both coaching staffs mad. That is not a good thing with your umpiring. As this pitch misses along the way, and Ybarra loses Brandon Jacobs, and his base is loaded now for Kurt Smith.
Right field, number 10, Kurt Smith.
So the first walk for Ybarra, and it brings up the very dangerous hitting Smith. Smith batting .339, 12 home runs, 41 RBIs. Had a 2-run homer back in the third inning, which gave Lincoln this 3-0 lead. First pitch, big swing and a miss. A vicious cut by the right-handed hitting Smith. Wiggins at third, Earps at second, Jacobs at first. 2 away, top of the 7th inning, Lincoln 3-0. Ybarra kicks and delivers. And this one is in there for a strike. And he gets a little bit more applause from the fans and definitely more cheers from the Kansas City dugout. Here's the 0-2. Chopper toward third. Mojica will field it. Step on third base just as Earps was coming with the slide. And Ybarra, after giving up a walk to Brandon Jacobs, will get the final out here in the 7th inning and hold Lincoln off the board. It's stretch time here at Community American Ballpark with the Saw Dogs leading at 3-0. We're back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy. No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Vandalize.
Well, we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. In the 7th inning, by the way, Lincoln loaded the bases with just one base hit. There were a couple walks in the inning. And we'll close the book on Jordan Cooper. He went 6 2/3 tonight, gave up 7 hits, 3 runs, all 3 were earned. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, 2 home runs, 1 wild pitch. 100 pitches total. 57 were strikes from Jordan Cooper, but again, he did not have a bad outing. He threw a couple bad pitches, which put us in this 3-0 spot that we see on the scoreboard now. As we go to the bottom of the 7th, it'll be Wiley, Blackwood, and Gallus here to face Ryan O'Sullivan. As Wiley squares around and bunts it foul. Wiley hitless tonight. Lined out to the shortstop ending the 1st inning. And popped out to Earps, the 2nd baseman, in the 4th. So I think that foul ball caught catcher Ryan Wiggins. So Scott Shores will go out and hand a baseball to O'Sullivan as the 2nd baseman Earps comes in and talks to O'Sullivan for a minute, giving Wiggins a chance to catch his breath, so to speak, as the 1-strike pitch is swung on and missed by Wiley. For all intents and purposes, Wiley coming into this game leading Kansas City in hitting, 324 coming into the game. He's now 322. Here's the windup and the 2-strike pitch. It's in the dirt. The only reason I say for all intents and purposes, the guy ahead of Wiley average-wise is Jimmy Mojica. But whereas Wiley has played in 69 games, Mojica has played in just 14. Here's the windup of the 1-2. It's down the dirt. So even up now, 2-2. O'Sullivan at 76 pitches through now 6 innings plus 4 pitches here in the 7th. The windup and the 2-2 is chopped foul at home plate. But O'Sullivan tonight has given up just 1 hit. That was a base hit to Tyler Moore in the 3rd inning. He's allowed only 2 other base runners. 2-2 pitch on the ground, but fouled on the first base side. The 8-time Gold Glover, Frank White, will field it and flip it into the stands. A base hit to Moore in the 3rd inning. A walk to Weed in the 5th, and then a walk to Tyler Moore last inning. Here's the windup at the 2-2. Once again, chopped foul at home plate. O'Sullivan, 3-3 on the season with a 5.00 ERA. He has not shown those tendencies here tonight. As Wiley will rip one to the gap in right center. He rounds first as it's fielded by Kurt Smith, and he'll hold up at first base with a long single, but a big one as it gets something going for Kansas City, possibly here in the 7th inning. So Wiley with a base hit. He went hitless last night. And it brings up the first baseman, Jake Blackwood. Blackwood 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs to the shortstop. Moreira tonight. Wiley gets his lead at first. The kick and the pitch. Chopper up the middle. It'll be fielded by Earps, who will flip to Moreira, covering second for one. Then he makes a bad throw, trying to get Blackwood at first. Moreira trying to really do too much with that play. Maybe he felt the only way he could make a possible play at first was making a spin and throw, but that spin and throw combined with Wiley coming in hard forced him to make a bad throw at first. So fielder's choice 4-6 for the first out here in the 7th inning. It brings up Anthony Gallus. So Blackwood now at first base with one away. As Gallus goes after the first pitch, lines it into left, but coming in on his knees, Brandon Jacobs will make the play for out number 2. That one looked like it might have enough bite to get down to the turf a little bit quicker, but it didn't. As Jacobs closed in quickly and made the play for the second out. So Blackwood at first with 2 away here in the 7th inning. It brings up Tyson Gillies. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Salt Dogs. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Kansas City. As Gillies goes after the first pitch and lines it off the press box windows. So I'll need to find out later. We have had a debate going on over time, over the last 5 years, about if it's possible to foul a ball into the press box. I say it would have to take a perfect foul ball, perfect placement. As Gillies lifts this one into center field, charging in hard is Coosdale. It'll drop in front of Coos as Blackwood's going to round second and head into third safely. And Kansas City will have runners at the corners with their second hit here in the inning. But I'll be curious to see how close that ball came to getting inside the open windows. So Dalton Wheat, the batter now, with runners at the corners and 2 outs. Wade batting .316. No home runs, 20 driven in. He's 0 for 1 tonight, grounded out in the 3rd inning, walked in the 5th. And on the left side of the plate is the first pitch from O'Sullivan, is fouled back to the screen. So Wheat, not really a home run threat, but it is fun to say that one swing of the bat would tie this thing up here in the 7th inning. This is really the toughest inning tonight for Ryan O'Sullivan. The next pitch is chopped foul down the third base side. Wiley led off the inning with a single. He was then forced out at second base on the grounder by Blackwood. And after Anthony Gallus fly it out to the left fielder Jacobs, Gillies with a blooping base hit to center. So runners at the corners, 2 outs. Here's the 2-strike pitch to Wheat. He goes after it. It gets away from the catcher Wiggins, but he'll pick it up and throw to first in time for the putout. So Dalton Wheat will be the 4th strikeout of the night for O'Sullivan. And Ryan O'Sullivan able to work around a leadoff single as well as another base hit here in the 7th inning. For Kansas City, no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors, and the T-Bones leave 2 on base. We played 7. We head to the 8th. Kansas City trailing at 3-0. We're back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
Heathwood Oil Company was the first independently owned oil company in Kansas City, and they're now one of the oldest continuously family-owned oil companies in the Midwest, featuring Citgo lubricants. With a current bulk storage capacity of over 250,000 gallons, they have the products you need. Let Heathwood and Citgo design a Citgo lubricants program to reduce costs and increase production. Call 913-321-1764 or email sales@heathwoodoil.com. Heathwood and Citgo, your lubrication specialist since 1926.
T-Bones trailing at 3-0 as we go to the 8th inning. It'll be Tyler Ybarra back out for Kansas City. He came in for the last two batters of the 7th inning. Walked Brandon Jacobs and then got Kurt Smith to ground into a fielder's choice to end the 7th inning. So it'll be Leverett, Allen, and Nick Rao here to face Ybarra with nobody warming up behind him. For the first time tonight, though, we will see somebody warming up for the Salt Dogs. Ryan O'Sullivan, who has had an extremely smooth game until just a few moments ago at the bottom of the 7th. Kansas City unable to capitalize on a couple base hits. Those two base hits for Kansas City in the bottom of the 7th gave the T-Bones 3 now in the game. 3 runs, 7 hits for the Salt Dogs. The first run for Lincoln was off the bat of this guy right here, Rene Leverett. He digs in on the right side of the plate as the first pitch from Ybarra is in there for a called strike. Last time up, we talked about Leverett and his brother, who Rene says is a little bit shorter, but thicker, bigger. A rugby player for the French junior team as Leverett takes this one to the right field corner. It's going to be trouble. Wheat will track it down. Leverett's going to chug into second base, and he will slide in, and he's out. A wide turn by Leverett, and he kept watching Wheat. And, of course, we've talked about Wheat's speed and his arm in right field, but he tracked that one down in a hurry and made a perfect throw as umpire Steve Linton kept waiting and waiting and waiting to see if Vladdy had the ball, and it looks like Vladdy might have been shaken up a little bit on that play, but Leverett will get a base hit, but it'll be thrown out 9-6 for the first out here in the 8th inning. But Leverett, I was talking about his brother who's younger and allegedly bigger. Rene listed at 6'2", 280, by the way. I do not think I'd want to be playing a rugby match against his 18-year-old brother, who is shorter and stronger and likes to hit, as the first pitch is in there for a strike to Luis Allen. Allen 1 for 3 tonight. Kansas City trailing 3-0. We're in the top of the 8th. Allen, a 304 hitter in on the right side of the plate. Next pitch from the left-hander Ybarra is upstairs. Ybarra out of Wellington, Kansas, kicks and delivers. And it misses. We'll say this one was low. And at this point, there's really no need for either dugout to keep arguing to Scott Shores. I mean, the strike zone at this point is what it is, but if I'm a right-handed hitter, I'm not swinging at a pitch on the outer half of the zone. As this one swung on and fouled, it's 2-2 now. if it's on the outer half of the plate for a right-handed hitter, there's a pretty good chance that it's going to be called a ball. Unless you want to do it, and Leverett did, and take it to the right field corner. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and lifted high into center field. Plenty of time for Massey to camp under and pull it down for out number 2. So 2 away here in the 8th inning. Nobody on, and it brings up the third baseman, Nick Rao.
Number 38, Nick Rao.
Rao, who signed earlier today. 6'2", 220. Out of Thompson, Georgia. Earlier this year with the Augusta Jaguars. As the first pitch misses, 93 on the gun that time from Ybarra. Rao in on the right side of the plate. Ybarra kicks and delivers, and the 1-ball pitch is low and away. Kansas City, after scoring 8 runs in the first 2 games of this series, have just 3 hits here tonight. As the next pitch is called a strike. That is the first time tonight that I have seen Scott Shores call one on the outside part of the plate to a right-handed hitter. Again, the percentages are with you, but that time it is a strike. It's 2-1 now to Rao. The kick and the pitch, swung on a miss. And there's the effectiveness. When you get that outside call, Ybarra went straight back to that same spot, and this time Rao swung at it, and it evens up the count at 2-2. But when an umpire takes away any part of the plate, it makes it extremely tough on a pitcher. And Ybarra goes to the same spot, and this time Scott Shores will ring up Nick Rao with a called third strike, as Ybarra will get his first strikeout, but more importantly, the third out here in the 8th inning. So Ybarra faces the minimum here in the 8th, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left on as Rene Leverett led off with a single, but was thrown out at second. Trying to turn into 2, thrown out by Dalton Wheat. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Kansas City trailing at 3-0. We're back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Live today wealthy.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
So Lincoln will make its first call of the bullpen here tonight as we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Steven Shackelford will replace Ryan O'Sullivan. Shackelford, 6'2", 205-pound right-hander out of Louisville, Kentucky. He'll be facing the 8-9-1 hitters for Kansas City. Frias more than back to the top with Massey. Shackelford working out of the stretch as the first pitch is in there for a strike. Shackelford 4-3 on the season, 5.01 ERAs, making his 25th appearance. He does have 2 saves here this season, 23 in the third innings, giving up 25 hits. As this one's fouled back and out of play by Frias. 19 runs, 13 of those have been earned. He's walked 14, struck out 22. And opponents hitting .266 against Shackelford. Frias looking for his first hit of the night. He fly down the third inning, grounded down the fifth. On the left side of the plate is this one. It will go into center field just over the head of Moreira. And Vladimir Frias will give Kansas City, for the third consecutive inning, the leadoff runner aboard. And with that, we will get a pinch hitter for Tyler Moore, who had been on base twice tonight. But Steve Swingle will pinch hit for Moore. So Steve Swingle, who's batting .216 with 2 home runs and 8 driven in, will be the new batter for Kansas City. As the first pitch at 90 misses outside. Swingle replacing Moore, who got Kansas City's first base hit tonight in the third inning and then walked in the 6th. As this one's in there for a strike. Swingle, 19 hits, 88 at-bats. 5 doubles, no triples, 2 home runs, 8 driven in. He has struck out 28 times in 88 at-bats. As they will appeal and say he did not go around. Shackelford, the pitcher, really wanting that. He does not get it. It's 2-1 now to Swingle. Frias with a sizable lead at first. The kick and the pitch is swung on and missed. Swingle chased a bad one that time. And after getting a check swing the pitch before, Shackelford went a little bit farther outside and Swingle went after it. Here's the 2-2. An ugly swing on a low and away pitch. So Swingle will go down on strikes here. It'll be the first strikeout for Shackelford and the first out here in the 8th inning. So we'll flip the lineup and bring up the center fielder, Tyler Massey. Massey looking for his first hit of the night. He grounded into a double play his last time up. As the first pitch misses low and away. Frias gets his lead at first, as this one being their first strike. Vladdy tied with the team lead. With the guy at the plate, 14 stolen bases for each of them. The right handle Shackelford kicks and delivers, and this one is low and away, 92. Shackelford working very quickly, or trying to work very quickly here against Kansas City. The kick and the pitch way outside. And Shackelford basically coming all fastballs here to Kansas City. He's been in that 89 to 93 range. And effectively wild here to the first couple hitters. As the 3-1 pitch is low and inside. So Tyler Massey will be aboard for the first time tonight. A first walk for Shackelford as Frias goes to second. And manager Bobby Brown will come out and talk with Shackelford. There is some movement out in the Lincoln bullpen. And Bobby Brown comes out and puts his hands on Shackelford's shoulders and just very reassuring. Now pats him on the side and heads back to the dugout. So Kansas City trails 3-0. Jimmy Mojica will be the batter. Mojica is hitless tonight. You have the two stolen base leaders for Kansas City, each with 14, in Frias and Massey. And a right-handed hitter, Mojica at the plate. We'll see if Kansas City does anything such as a double steal here to try to put two in scoring position. As the first pitch low and away. And really with the way Shackelford has been all over the plate to these first three hitters, could be an interesting gamble. Nobody going here as Mojica chases a bad slider outside. Although I guess it was an effective slider, as Mojica went fishing for it. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the 8th inning, Lincoln ahead 3-0. The kick and the pitch. Mojica reaches out on another ball and fouls it out of play. So instead of 3-0 to Mojica, it's now 1-2. Frias at second base, Massey at first. The kick and the 1-2 is down the dirt. It's even up. Kurt Smith now playing first base for Lincoln. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Curveball that's in there for a called third strike. And Mojica will have a few words for home plate umpire Scott Shores.
Second baseman number 16, Brett Wiley.
That'll bring up Brett Wiley now with 2 away here in the inning. 2 huge strikeouts here for Shackelford. And I'm not sure if I don't know if Vladdy might be talking out there a little bit as the shortstop, Morera, and the catcher, Wiggins, came out and talked to Shackelford, who kept turning around and looking at Frias. Vladdy will get his lead at second base. Massey at first. 2 away, 3-0 Lincoln. The kick and the pitch. Big swing, big foul ball by Brett Wiley. As the next pitch misses, and it's even up 1-1 now to Wiley. So pinch hitter Steve Swingle went down on strikes right after Frias singled. Here's the kick and the pitch, and it's low and inside. Mojica chased 2 way out of the strike zone. He ends up going down on strikes. So Kansas City, which is running out of outs, trailing 3-0, has runners at first and second with 2 outs. The count now 2-1 to Brett Wiley. Wiley with one of Kansas City's 4 hits here tonight. The kick and the pitch is down low. And just watching Steven Shackelford and 4+ batters, you can tell he is somebody that, a very emotional pitcher. We'll just put it at that. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Lined up the middle, base hit. That's going to score 1 for Kansas City. Massey around second. He heads to third, and the T-Bones will have runners at the corners as they get on the board here in the bottom of the 8th inning on the RBI single by Brett Wiley. So Wiley with hits in consecutive innings. This time he'll get an RBI, bringing in Frias and making this a 3-1 game here in the 8th. So Tyler Massey will be at third base. Wiley at first for Jake Blackwood. And you know, even though Blackwood is 0 for 3 tonight with a couple groundouts, this is a great situation for him, and this is one of the guys you want to see up in this situation as the pitch is way high and inside. 93 on that fastball from Shackelford. Blackwood, 12 home runs this year, 58 driven in. And on the right side of the plate, runners at the corners. The kick and the pitch. Big swing and a miss. Blackwood batting .205 with runners in scoring position, 2 outs. And on the right side of the plate, Massey at third. Wiley at first. The kick and the pitch is lined into right field. That's going to score another run for Kansas City. Wiley's going to round third. He's going to be waved home as the throw comes toward the plate, and Wiley is safe on the bases clearing single by Blackwood that ties the game at 3-3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. An outstanding job of hitting by Blackwood as That pitch was on the outer part of the plate. We've been talking about this. Kansas City hitters really had not been going after it, but Blackwood went after it, drove it toward the right field corner, brings in two, and ties up the game at 3-3 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and that's going to do it for Steven Shackelford. We'll get this call to the bullpen. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. As we tell you once again, we're tied at 3 in the bottom of the 8th. We're back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Live today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place? How about Frosty Treats Ice Cream Truck at your next corporate or private party? FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place? How about Frosty Treats Ice Cream Truck at your next corporate or private party? FrostyTreats.com.
Well, the new pitcher will be Evan Reed, a 6'4", 240-pound right-hander out of Santa Maria, California, and he's coming in a brand new ball game as Kansas City has scored 3 runs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Anthony Gallus will be the batter with a runner at first and 2 outs. So Anthony Gallus, who's 0 for 3 tonight, will face Evan Reed. The lanky right-handers. The first pitch is way inside 92. So Steven Shackelford, after Ryan O'Sullivan just cruised through the first 7 innings, Shackelford comes in and gives up 3 runs here in the 8th. The kick and the pitch, it's blown away. Evan Reed making his 30th appearance. He is the closer for the Salt Dogs, has 17 saves on the season. 1-1 record, 1.20 ERA. Here's the 2-0 to Gallus. Big swing and a miss on that 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Reed in 30 innings has given up 21 hits. 6 runs, 4 of those have been earned. He's walked 6, struck out 33. Let that sink in for a minute. A strikeout to walk ratio of 33-6. Here's the 2-1. Fouled back to the screen, and Reed has Gallus right where he wants him. Reed has not given up a home run this year. has not given up a triple, has given up 2 doubles. And opponents hitting a measly 191 against Evan Reed. Here's the 2-2 to Gallus. Swung on, lifted into center field. Coosdale has a beat on it. He'll camp under it and pull it down for out number 3. But not before Kansas City ties it up here in the 8th inning. 3 runs for the T-Bones on 3 hits. There were no errors, and Kansas City will leave 1 on base. We will head to the 9th inning. In what was a 3-0 game, we will turn back over to Nathan Moore. Tied at 3-3. We're back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
How about Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party? FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
How about Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party? FrostyTreats.com.
We go to the 9th inning, and as I pointed out going into that break, since Nate is big on pointing out that he usually gives me a lead, tonight he did not. He gave me a 3-0 deficit. But after a big 3-run inning for Kansas City in the bottom of the 8th, we go to the 9th, and we hand it back over to Nathan Moore, and now a 3-3 game with Mark Haynes on the mound for Kansas City. And to take you the rest of the way, the voice of your T-Bones, Nathan Moore. Nate?
Thanks, Matt. I like how you really prefaced.
I stressed it, didn't I?
You did, and I think it's good. I mean, I would too. I'd brag about it as well. So, brand new game, 3-3. Mark Haynes is in. Haynes, the closer for Kansas City, has had a very good first year with the T-Bones. Kind of a little bit of a rocky outing on the past road trip, but he's been pretty stable most of the year for Kansas City. He's held that closer's job pretty much from the opening month. There was a time that him and Aaron Baker were vying for that spot, but it really has been Haynes' job all year. 2-1 record, 3.27 ERA. He's got 14 saves. Tonight is his 31st game of the year. The 1-1 pitch to Moreira, way inside, and the count's 2 balls and a strike. So Lincoln 1 in the second, 2 in the third. Kansas City all 3 in the 8th. All courtesy of Matt Folks. And now Kansas City will need a run in the bottom of the 9th to win the game if Haynes can pitch a scoreless top of the 9th. 2-1 pitch, high chopper to third. Off of the glove of Mojica, they're going to call it a fair ball into the corner. So Moreira will have a leadoff double that deflects off of the glove of the third baseman. And just like that, after Kansas City scored 3 in the bottom of the 8th, Lincoln has a leadoff double to begin the 9th. So Moreira has an opportunity
to possibly be a hero for his team after getting that leadoff double on the deflection. Bad break for Kansas City. It looked like it was going to be a foul ball, but Mojica went up into the air, tried to catch it, and it just barely clipped off of his glove. So now Haynes will really have to find a way to pick up some big outs. Ryan Wiggins has struggled mightily on this series. He'll be asked to bunt, puts it down right back to the mound. He's going to third, and the play is out at third. Holy cow. Steve Linton, the third base umpire, is claiming that Moreira came off of the bag after sliding in safely. So he slid in safely, and you could hear Linton yelling from up here that Moreira came off of the bag, and the third baseman Mojica held the ball in the glove and a tag the entire way through. A veteran play by a veteran third baseman. So a 1-5 fielder's choice. Wiggins safe at first, Moreira out at third. And now Kansas City has a big out and now a double play away from possibly getting out of the inning. The skipper, Bobby Brown, is out. He is not happy, of course. He is arguing with the third base umpire. So eventually Tyler Earps will come up to the plate. Vladimir Frias over there talking with Mojica. Bobby Brown walking step for step with Steve Linton. Somehow Bobby Brown has yet to be ejected. It's pretty crazy how Steve Linton is allowing this to transpire over and over. Bobby Brown should have been probably ejected about 2 minutes ago, but Steve Linton is just letting him all over him, and there goes the official ejection. Boy, it took forever. That should not have taken that long. And now Bobby Brown just absolutely clips Linton with his chest as he gets ejected from the game. So now Bobby Brown is going to head to the dugout. We will not be able to continue play until Bobby Brown walks off of the premises. So we're going to have a little bit of a delay here as Mark Haynes will have to warm up further just to be able to stay in form here. So Bobby Brown officially ejected from the game. And now he will have to walk the long way down the right field line. And now the home plate umpire, Scott Shores, is going to hear from it. And as you typically hear, you're going to hear the fans getting behind, letting Bobby Brown hear about it. So Bobby Brown will very, very, very slowly walk out of the ballpark as he heads down the right field line. And Trent Delmont, the first base umpire, kind of grimaces at him a little bit, grins as he heads off into shallow right field. So Ryan Wiggins put down a horrible bunt right back to the mound. Mark Haynes didn't field it cleanly initially, but still able to pick it up fast enough where he was able to throw to third. A heads-up play, a very risky play, obviously a very low percentage play. Mojica, very, very smart defensive play at third to keep the tag on the entire way through the play. Had Mojica peeled off the glove, typically like we see 90% of plays, then it would have been first and third, nobody out. But Mojica kept the glove on the entire way. And the third base umpire, Steve Linton, claimed that Moreira slid off of the bag. And in fact, Moreira never argued the call at third base. So Moreira never really was making any argument that he was safe. Nonetheless, Bobby Brown, trying to fire up his team, ejected from the game. And he has finally made it back to the locker room premises. So now Tyler Earps to the plate. Kansas City needing a double play to get out of the ninth. Not going to get it. They're going to get a fly ball. Playable. Center field Massey is there. Makes the catch. And out number 2. So Tyler Earps flies out. And now that'll bring up the center fielder Robbie Cousdale, who is 0 for 4 in the series, or 0 for 4 in the game.
Number 4, Robbie Coosdale.
So Robbie Coosdale trying to get his first hit of the night, batting .281. The potential go-ahead runner is on base, 2 outs in the ninth. See if Kansas City's Mark Haynes can get the final out of the ninth. See if Kansas City can win this thing in the bottom of the ninth. Well, good off-speed pitch, but not called a strike. A little bit low, apparently, and the count's 1-0. So Robbie Coosdale has popped out to the infielder. Vladimir Frias, 3 out of the 4 at-bats. See if Mark Haynes can continue the trend. Right-hander set, looks in, 1-0 pitch. Is a fastball high, and the count is 2-0. So a lot of drama late. Kansas City tied the game in the bottom of the 8th, courtesy of a couple of walks. As Denny Matthews for the Royals has said about 1 billion times, walks late in a game, in a close game, typically do not end well. Haynes' 2-0 pitch is a check swing. Did he go? Trent Delmont says no, he did not. And Robbie Coosdale is way ahead 3-0. It's very difficult to walk Robbie Coosdale. He is not a hitter that walks very often. A free swinger, has pretty good pop. And now Mark Haynes is on the bubble here, where 1 pitch away he could walk a runner into scoring position. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. Man, he walked him. The worst possible outcome right there here to Robbie Coosdale. So that walk forces a runner into scoring position, where now a base hit would give Lincoln the lead. It was going to take an extra base hit to allow Wiggins to score. Now a single might do the trick, thanks to a big walk here by Haynes in the 9th inning. Now, even more so, a more dangerous hitter. Brandon Jacobs will come to the plate. Jacobs has already had a couple of hits in the game. Outfield is deep. Guarding the line at third is Mojica, and the first pitch is a fastball strike, 0-1. So a game that was absolutely flying in regards of pace, hitting a brick wall in the 8th inning, and that is because of the positive offensive flow for KC in the bottom of the 8th. The 0-1 pitch is in the dirt. Steve Swingle blocks it, and the count's 1-1 strike. 3-3 tie. We're in the 9th. Final game of the series. It's a getaway day for Lincoln. Obviously, they were hoping to have a quick game themselves so they could get on the road. Kansas City home for 4 more nights against Laredo. They come to town tomorrow night. An important battle here with Jacobs and Haynes. The 1-1 pitch is a fastball high, and all of a sudden, Mark Haynes can't find the strike zone. If there has been a point of weakness this year for Haynes, it has been his lack of control. He has allowed quite a few walks, but has made up for it with quite a few strikeouts. He is behind in the count. 2-1 pitch. And he missed high again. Ball 3-1. And now all of a sudden, 7 of his last 8 pitches have been out of the zone, at least according to the home plate umpire, Scott Shores. Apparently, the home plate umpire, Scott Shores, wants us to be here till 2 o'clock in the morning. Haynes coming set again, looks back at the runner, the 3-1 pitch, and he walked another one. So here we go, the ineffectiveness late in the game. Lincoln walked 2 batters in the bottom of the 8th. Those 2 runners came in to score. And now with 2 outs in the 9th inning, the closer, Mark Haynes, has walked back-to-back batters to get to the best hitter on Lincoln's squad. Not the situation that any coach, any pitching coach or manager would even imagine dreaming up. all of a sudden, Haynes, with getting a fantastic out at third base and a fly ball to Earps, just simply can't throw the strikes. 8 of the last 9 pitches have not even been really that close. And now you've got a battle with Curt Smith, who has already homered in the game, homered back in the 3rd inning. It was a 2-run home run with 2 outs in the 3rd. It came immediately after a hit by pitch to Brandon Jacobs. So that hit by pitch turned into a run. So the free passes have obviously hurt tonight. And it is imperative that Haynes gets this final out right here. The pitch. And there is a strike. Fastball at 86. It would be devastating to Kansas City to come all the way back from a 3-0 deficit in the bottom of the 8th inning and watch that lead or that tie game get squandered immediately away. So Haynes really needing to find a way to get out of it. And he throws a breaking ball low, blocked and smothered by Swingle. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wind and light breeze heading out toward left. Everybody on the top of the fence in the dugout for Kansas City. The bases are loaded, nowhere to put anybody else. 2 outs, a hit in the inning, a couple of walks in the inning. But right now, Mark Haynes battling with the best hitter on Lincoln's squad, Curt Smith. 12 homers, 41 RBIs. And batting, .340 almost. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball to short. Frias has it. He will go to second. They got the force. And the end of the inning. We head to the bottom of the 9th. 3-3 tie as the T-Bones tightrope out of trouble in the top half of the inning. Back after this on the T-Bones Broadcasting Network.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Vandalize.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
We head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Nathan Moore back with you, live at Community America Ballpark, live in Kansas City, Kansas. T-Bones and Lincoln tied at 3 in the final game of the series. Kansas City looking for their first sweep in over a year, and they could have that opportunity if they could score a run here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Dave Schaub will take his position down the third base line. Frank White already at first. And Kansas City in the 9th inning will need 1 run to win it. They will have their 6, 7, 8 hitters up. Gillies, Wheat, and Frias. If anybody else were to reach, then Steve Swingle would hit here in the 9th inning. No pressure. A run is a win. If they don't score, we have free baseball here tonight. And once again, the game that was flying by, a game that it took 2 hours to do 7 innings. It's almost taken an hour to do the last inning and a half. So here we are. Tyson Gillies will lead it off. Tyson batting just a shade under 250. 3 home runs, 10 RBIs. Has the potential to win the game with one swing. And Kansas City would graciously take that here in the ninth. Frankie Reed stays out from the bullpen. He'll pitch the ninth. And the first pitch way outside. Fastball at 92. I said Frankie Reed. That's a different Reed in this league. It's Evan Reed, so I apologize if any relation, family back home, hearing me call Evan Frankie Reed. The 1-0 pitch. Hammered to deep right center field. Back it goes. It is gone. A home run. And Tyson Gillies hits a walk-off solo shot in the bottom of the ninth inning. Home run number 4 of the season. And the T-Bones have had their first sweep in over a year, as Tyson Gillies absolutely came unglued on a 92-mile-per-hour fastball left up over the zone. And the T-Bones, who haven't swept an opponent in forever, it seems, gets a walk-off win to win their 3rd consecutive game and sweep away the Lincoln Salt Dogs here tonight. And what has turned out to be a great start to the homestand got a lot better here tonight. Final score, 4-3, as the T-Bones have a walk-off win tonight, and the assist to Matt Folks for rounding up 3 in the bottom of the 8th. So Kansas City strings 3 runs in the 8th and wins it in the 9th, and Mark Haynes, who was a little bit erratic in the top half of the 9th, picks up the win in relief. Reed takes the loss as Kansas City picks up win number 33. Lincoln falls to 40-35. With the win, Kansas City picks up a game in the Central. And now for Kansas City, they came into the game 8 games back. They now move 7 games back in the Central. Evan Reed has allowed his first and only home run of the season with that walk-off shot to Tyson Gillies. Final score, 4-3. A fun, exciting night at the ballpark, and a win that possibly might trigger some more wins to come starting tomorrow night. Tickets available at tbonesbaseball.com. We'd love to have you here at the ballpark, as the T-Bones have limited amount of home games remaining in 2016. For Matt Folks and our producer, engineer Charlie Folks, I'm Nathan Moore saying so long from Community America Ballpark. 4-3 T-Bones walk-off winners tonight. You've been listening to the Kansas City T-Bones on the T-Bones Broadcasting Network.
This game on the T-Bones Broadcast Network was brought to you by Community America Credit Union, Austin's Trailers and Motorsports, Sunwiser, Coca-Cola, Price Chopper, Providence Medical Center, the Kansas Lottery, FlyKCI.com, Roma Bakery, Sheet Metal Local Number 2, and Kissick Construction. Tune in online all season to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Click on the Watch Live or Listen Live buttons at TBonesBaseball.com. T-Bones Baseball, that's fun. Well done.